Have you ever thought about trying yoga, but then you look at all the different styles and just feel lost? Well, you're in the right place. Today we're going back to basics to explore Hatha Yoga, what a lot of people call the foundation of it all. Let's dig in and find out why this might just be the perfect place for you to start. I mean, seriously, you've got Vinyasa, Ashtanga, Power Yoga, the list just goes on and on. It can feel pretty endless and, let's be honest, a little bit overwhelming. But what if I told you that so many of them share a common ancestor, a single foundational practice?
And that practice is Hatha. You can almost think of it as the original blueprint, the parent style that a whole bunch of others have grown out of. And there's a really good reason it's the traditional starting point for so many people.
So what is Hatha Yoga really? Well, at its core, it's a practice that's built on three main tools. First, you've got the physical postures, which are called asanas. Then there's breath control, or pranayama, and finally, meditation. The whole idea is to use these tools together to bring your body, your mind, and your spirit into this beautiful state of harmony. And really, this focus on the fundamentals and a slower, more deliberate pace is exactly why Hatha is such a great entry point. It gives you the time and the space to actually learn the postures and connect with your own breath, all without that pressure of feeling rushed or like you're being left behind.
But to really get Hatha, we've got to look at the philosophy behind it. And what's so cool is that the entire purpose of the practice is hidden right there in its name. The word Hatha is actually made up of two different Sanskrit words.
Okay, check this out. Ha represents the sun. Think of it as your active, strong, masculine energy. And Tha represents the moon, your calm, flexible, more feminine energy. So Hatha Yoga isn't just a series of exercises, it's the practice of balancing these two opposing forces inside ourselves. It's all about finding that perfect sweet spot between effort and surrender.
So we have this beautiful idea of balance. But how does that actually show up when you're on the mat? What do you actually do in a Hatha class? Let's take a look at the practice itself.
So unlike a fast-paced flow class where you're constantly moving, Hatha is really all about stillness. You move slowly, very deliberately, from one pose to the next, and then you hold each one for several breaths. The point isn't to race through a sequence, but to really explore each posture from the inside out.
And these are the three pillars you'll find in every single Hatha session. You've got the asanas, those are the physical shapes you make with your body. Then there's pranayama, the conscious control of your breath. For instance, just making your exhale a little longer than your inhale can start to calm your whole nervous system. And then you bring it all together with a meditative focus, which is really just about quieting all that mental chatter. It's how these three work together that creates the Hatha experience.
Now you might be thinking, okay, but what's the big deal about just holding a pose? Well, that's stillness. That's where the magic really happens. It leads to some pretty profound benefits for both your body and your mind.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. It just nails the whole idea of Hatha. By finding stability in your physical body, you are literally creating the perfect environment for your mind to become calm and focused. The two are just so deeply connected. This is so important. Physical stillness on the outside actually leads to some amazing activity on the inside. When you hold a pose, it improves circulation, which helps your body's natural detox processes. It also directly soothes your nervous system, pulling you out of that fight-or-flight stress mode and into rest and digest. And as your body starts to settle, your mind just naturally follows, creating this deep sense of peace. It's like a full system reset. Now, even though Hatha is this foundational style, it's also given birth to several different schools of thought. So let's take a quick look at three of these different paths you might come across. All right, let's briefly touch on three different flavors. First, you've got Sivananda, which has a very holistic, spiritual vibe and always follows a specific 12-pose sequence. Then there's the Bihar school, which is super gentle and integrative, often focusing on a deep relaxation practice called Yoga Nidra. You might have heard it called yogic sleep. And then on the complete other end of the spectrum is Ashtanga Vinyasa. This one is way more energetic and athletic, linking every single movement to a breath in a powerful set series. It's pretty amazing to see how much diversity can grow from just one route.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In a world that never ever stops moving, Hatha Yoga asks us to do the complete opposite. To slow down, to hold steady, and to discover the incredible power that lies not in constant motion, but in stillness. So the question is, could that intentional pause be the very thing we all need to find our balance? Thanks for joining me for this explain.